So you're bringing your rifle to South Africa. Congrats, you're headed to the land of kudu, sundowners, and enough bureaucratic bullshit to make a DMV employee cry blood. Look, this isn't like tossing your 30-06 in the back of a truck for deer camp. Screw this up, and your rifle's getting locked up in a dusty government cage next to a confiscated butt plug and a Nerf gun with felony charges. Alright, so I just swapped out the foam in this case, as you can see, so we've got a blank slate here for a new setup. This year we're bringing a 6.5 Creedmoor and a 300 PRC, both SIG Cross rifles. You've seen the 6.5 Creedmoor, the Cross version specifically, in lots of our videos. It's been to Africa a ton, and frankly, if it had a passport, it had more stamps than a PH with commitment issues. Alright, foam cutting time. This part's for the sadists who love clean edges. If you're more of a wing it and pray kind of guy, go ahead, skip on ahead, and I'll judge you silently from here. Alright, step 1, lay your gear out. Not like a yard sale, but like you give a damn. Step 2, trace with a silver Sharpie. Step 3, use a blade worthy of battle. I use a long Milwaukee razor knife because nothing says I hate my investment like carving foam with a kitchen knife from Dollar General. Go slow, no twisting. You're not carving pumpkin, Karen. You're building a fortress for the only two things in your life worth more than your ex-wife's alimony and your truck. When it's all done, everything should fit tighter than TSA's colon during a random inspection. If your scope's rattling, rip it out and do it again. This isn't arts and crafts, it's gun protection for grown-ups who know better. Bonus tip time. Get yourself an Airtag, or a tile, or a GPS tracker stolen from a cartel mule. I don't care, just get one. Then stuff this little bastard deep in your phone. I'm talking cartel deep. Why? Because one day your rifle case is going to hop a flight to Istanbul while you land in Joburg, and Delta's going to look you in the eye and say, yeah, it's probably still stateside. Meanwhile, your Airtag is like, nah dude, we're in Terminal 3 next to the broken vending machine and the crying baby. Hide your tracker, don't announce it, just know it's a snitch with Bluetooth and zero loyalty. Just like your ex, but actually helpful. It won't stop the airline from screwing up, but at least this way, you get to know exactly where your life choices are in real time. Okay, case is good. Airtag's hidden, foam's tighter than your PH's smile when you ask if you could shoot from the boggy. Now let's move on to the part where hunters ruin everything faster than tequila ruins marriages. Paperwork. Alright folks, let's talk paperwork, specifically the CBP Form 4457, aka the document that says, yes, this is mine, no, I didn't buy it from an arms dealer named Yuri in Namibia. The 4457 is your gear's hall pass. It proves that your rifles, optics, suppressors, cameras, and all that other expensive crap you've been dragging through customs was yours before you got on the plane. Without it, customs can legally treat your $10,000 setup like it's contraband and either tax you like a Colombian import or straight up confiscate it while you watch your hunting trip unravel in real time. Now, you can download this form, fill it out, all before you go to your CBP office. It's a smart move. Fill it out neat, legible, typed if you want to impress, but do not sign the f***ing thing until the officer tells you to. That part's sacred. Bring the filled out form, your serialized gear, your state-issued photo ID, and your passport. Most times the ID is fine, but if you show up with just a Costco card and confidence, don't be shocked if you leave empty-handed. Now, to get this little dude, the 4457, executed, you've got to physically go to Customs and Border Protection Field Office. Not FedEx, not the DMV, a real CBP office, usually located in a major international airport. You can find the list at cbp.gov. And let me be clear, when you get to the field office, leave your rifle locked in your truck. You don't walk into a federal building with it slung over your shoulder like you're trying to reenact some scene from Red Dawn. This isn't the moment to flex. It's the moment to not get your name added to a training slideshow about what not to do at customs. So folks, it's easy. Just walk in and say, I'm here to get a 4457 executed for a hunting trip in South Africa. My rifle is secure in my vehicle. Happy to bring it in if needed. Then shut up. Don't offer stories. Don't crack jokes. This isn't stand-up. It's just paperwork. They'll either walk to the truck to verify the serials, or they'll have you bring in the case. Once they verify it matches what's on the form, right here, they stamp it. Boom, you're legal. Alright, you got your 4457 stamp. Congratulations, you didn't screw it up. Now, I'm going to give you 2 pro tips that can save you if things go sideways later. Pro tip number 1, grab a Sharpie, preferably black, not green. Write your phone number and email address right across the top. Just like that, big, clear, and legible. Then make a copy of the form for your records, just in case the original gets lost, wet, or used to clean someone's windshield. Pro tip number 2, now you laminate it. This form doesn't expire. Unless you change your setup, that laminated little bastard is your rifle's passport until the end of time. Or the next Civil War, whichever comes first. Shout out to Nancy at Abula Safaris for that little tip. Alright, now, let's talk about South Africa's SAPS 520, because folks, this is where most first-timers go from excited hunter to confused criminal in under 3 minutes. This is the official South Africa police form that allows you to bring your rifle into country legally. It's not optional. If you show up in Joburg without this thing handled, you're not hunting. You're sightseeing with a gun case full of regret. Step 1. Do not, and I repeat, do not, try to fill this out at the airport. That's rookie level dumb. You submit it weeks in advance to get pre-approved. South Africa does not do same-day permits like it's a drive-through. You'll need a completed SAPS 520 form, copy of your passport, 4457, flight itinerary, and a letter of invitation from your outfitter. That's the magic packet. Leave one of those out, and you're dead in the water. This form was clearly designed by a sadist with a fax machine fetish and a vendetta against hunters. This is why I use a permit service. I don't mess with it. Leoni at Africa Sky walks my paperwork through, handles the SAPS pre-approval, and I get greeted at the airport like I'm royalty. Gilbert then walks you off the plane and walks you through SAPS like it's a VIP lounge. If you like smooth landings and stress-free customs, you'll use the service. There's also riflepermits.com and Mr. X if you want options. All solid, but Africa Sky is my gold standard. They don't just get it done, they make it feel like it never happened. If you want to screw it up yourself, go ahead. But when you're watching your rifle vanish in the SAP storage, while you're stuck looking your PH in the eyes and explaining why your rifle is doing hard time and SAPS lockup instead of stacking up trophies, get it done early, get it done right, or get ready to spend your safari using someone else's rifle. Which, to be clear, is probably great, but it's not your rifle. And no matter how good it is, you still feel like you're hunting in someone else's boots, wearing their underwear, and trying to act like everything is fine. Alright, you made it to Joburg. Congrats, you survived TSA. US Customs in a soul-sucking red-eye flight next to someone's emotional support ferret. Now, here's what's next. When you land in Joburg, you're not grabbing your rifle off the baggage carousel like it's a suitcase full of socks. You'll be escorted to the SAPS Firearms office inside the airport. Good luck finding it without a local Sherpa or divine intervention. If you use a permit service like Africa Sky, riflepermits.com, or Mr. X, this is where your VIP handler shows up looking like a South African John Wick. They'll glide you through customs and SAPS like your royalty. If royalty-packed heat smelled like DEET and had 3 unpaid parking tickets, you'll get your rifle handed to you like it's Excalibur, but dipped in bourbon. No bribes, and no panicked fumble f***ing through your duffel trying to find that one form you told your wife was probably in there. Now, if you didn't use a service, stretch your legs and kiss your free time goodbye. You'll be filling out forms like it's your side hustle, trying to read paperwork that looks like it was faxed from 1997 and translated by a warthog on bass saws using a typewriter from the Cold War. And depending on who's behind the desk, you might get helpful efficiency, or you might get an eyebrow raised and a shrug, and a silent offer to speed things up that smells like a bribe and feels like foreplay for disappointment. Alright, here's a bonus pro tip. Do not put your cell phone in your back pocket unless you're ready for it to go walkabout faster than your dignity after the 3rd round at a Limpopo Lodge bar. And another tip, same goes for your wallet. If it's in your back pocket, you might as well staple a steal me sign to your ass and start handing out coupons. Front pocket only, preferably zipped, buttoned, or wedged so far into your pants that TSA would need a search warrant to find it. Once you're outside baggage claim and into the sea of humanity, distractions are everywhere, and so are professionals who made a living out of separating tours from their IDs and their cash. And no, this isn't paranoia. These tips came straight from the South Africans themselves. They've seen it, they've lived it, so unless you're down to buy your own ID back, from a guy selling SIM cards. Maybe just listen. South Africa is safe. Just don't do stupid. You'll be fine. Alright, let's talk suppressors, because this is the part where some dude who's been RSA 3 times and moderates a dozen Facebook hunting groups starts hyperventilating into his Sitka NetGator. Y'all know the type. He once read the word ITAR in a forum post and now thinks he's got diplomatic clearance to comment on every suppressor thread within 30 seconds of it going live. Yes, I bring mine. And no, the ATF hasn't raided my f***ing garage. I declare it. It's on the 4457, and it's legally owned, and it's coming back with me. That's not arms trafficking. That's f***ing Tuesday. Alright, folks, let's clear something up. Yes, Salt Lake City once got twitchy and refused to list a suppressor on a 4457. One officer, in his infinite wisdom, decided to interpret ITAR like he was auditioning for a Tom Clancy novel and said you needed an export license. Technically, not wrong, if you're planning to sell your suppressor to a foreign government. But if you're just taking it hunting and bringing it back, that's not export, it's called traveling with your gear like a responsible adult. CBP and ITAR don't always share brain cells, and they definitely don't always agree, but that doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. CBP cares about 2 things. Is it declared, and is it coming back with you? That's it. And yes, we looked. Reddit threads, AfricanHoney.com, forums buried on page 5 of Google, and every angry boomer Facebook comment you can imagine. Aside from that one Salt Lake City speed bump and a couple of half-drunk Facebook war stories from dudes named Randy with truck nuts and daddy issue, there are exactly 0 confirmed cases of anybody being charged, detained, or denied entry into South Africa for bringing a properly declared suppressor. Print a copy of your tax stamp, not the original for f***'s sake. Keep the copy in a folder like it's your Suppressors Clean STD panel. If you're still freaking out, skip the drama and just buy one in South Africa. They're legal, they're cheap, and your PH probably has 5 of them roll around the back of his baki anyway. And look, I'm not a lawyer, never claimed to be. Don't trust me just because I say it confidently and swear a lot. Go look it up yourself. Better yet, ask your outfitter, your PH, or the same folks handling your SAPS 520 paperwork. If anyone's gonna know exactly how to navigate this mess without ending up on a watch list, it's them. Still not satisfied? Walk into your CBP field office and ask them straight up. And if you find better info than what I've shared here, drop it in the comments. I'd actually love to hear it. Bottom line, declare it, document it, and stop taking suppressor advice from the admin of Biltong Beards and Ballistics, who think ITAR is a flavor of Mountain Dew and that Namibia is somewhere near Nebraska. Alright, let's talk ammo and airlines, because this is the part where common sense goes to die and baggage handlers turn into demolition experts. First off, ammo goes in your checked baggage only. Do not, and I repeat, do not try to carry ammo through TSA like you're showing off your favorite 375 H&H loads to Karen at the frickin' checkpoint. It'll end badly. Like, cavity search badly. Keep it in a proper ammo case. No loose rounds floating around your backpack like it's a redneck Easter egg hunt. I personally like this one. This case is from Evergreen Tactical. I think it holds about 120 rounds. It's been very good. I brought this 3 or 4 times to South Africa, and frankly, it just works. TSA wants it packed tight, secure, and boring. You can usually bring up to 11 pounds, check with your airline, but if you're flying Delta, they've got it dialed. United, they're still trying to figure out what a rifle is. And for the love of all things legal, do not pack live ammo in the same case as your rifle. That's a one-way ticket to, we need to have a chat in the back room. Airlines and TSA aren't as surprises, especially the explosive kind. Ammo goes into a separate, locked container inside your checked luggage. Not in a rifle case, not tucked in next to your bolt, not crammed in with your socks. Do your research, print the airline's policy, laminate it, tattoo it to your chest. I don't care. Just do not rely on Karen behind the counter to know jack. Here's a bonus tip. If you're staying overnight in Joburg, flying domestic the next day, call your airline. Airlink, SAF, whoever, and let them know you're bringing a firearm and ammo. Why? Because if they don't have the right staff lined up at your destination to clear your gear, your relaxing connection will turn into a bureaucratic gangbang featuring you, a clipboard, and 3 people who have no idea what a 308 is. Another bonus tip. Once you're inside the country and flying again the next day, your ammo can't just ride in your main check bag. Nope. It becomes a separate checked item with your rifle. no exceptions. If you stuff it back in your duffel like you're smuggling Skittles, they'll find it, they'll stop you, and you'll get that "we're gonna need a supervisor" energy that makes your spine itch. Alright, that's it. You've got the gear, the paperwork, the foam fortress, and maybe a little less dignity after hearing all that. But hey, you're ready. Now you're more prepared than half the guys I see in the SAPS office looking like they just realized their gun's still in Chicago and their ammo's a baggage claim in f***ing Dubai. Remember, don't be a hero, don't be a dumbass, and don't take suppressor advice from Facebook randos who think ITAR is a new strain of herpes. Now, go chase that kudu. Sip that gin and tonic like you've earned it. And if custom tries to ruin your trip, just smile, hand them the paperwork, and pray your Airtag isn't currently pinging from a donkey cart in rural Mozambique. Live free, hunt hard, and if all else fails, blame the guy in camo Crocs. Later, boys.